3.8a, and we're going to do a few word problems. So I found this on Instagram. It's just a story of a guy that ordered pizza at a restaurant. So he ordered a 9-inch pizza at a restaurant, and after a while the waiter brought him 2 5-inch pizzas instead. And he said, well, the 9-inch pizza wasn't available, so I'm bringing you 2 5-inch pizzas. And he says, don't worry, you get 1 inch for free. 5 plus 5 is 10. 10 is 1 inch bigger than a 9-inch. And he was like, whoa, no, that's not very much pizza, 2 5-inch pizzas. And the waiter didn't understand that. So the post goes on to explain what the person did to show him that 2 5-inch pizza is a lot less pizza than 1 9-inch pizza. So the question is, was the person that went into the restaurant correct, and how many pizzas should the restaurant give the customer, and why? Okay, so we have to find the area of a 9-inch pizza. So first, what shape is this? Yeah, that's a circle. And we want to find the area. So here's the formula for area. So area equals pi r squared. R stands for radius. And what's our radius of a 9-inch pizza? No, not 9 inches. 9 inches is the diameter. Radius is only half of the pizza. So what's half of 9 inch? 4.5. You can just go 9 divided by 2, and that gives you 4.5. Okay, so now we're just going to substitute 4.5 in for r. Okay, and then get a calculator. So if you want to use the pi button on your calculator, it's underneath this one. So you go shift this, and then we have 4.5 squared. And we don't want this, we want a decimal, so we're going to hit D for decimal, the SD button. So it's 63.617 blah 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 blah. And we're going to cut it here, and this 1 is small, so that's approximate, that does not round up, it stays the same. So it's approximately 63.6. Now because it's American, it's inches, so we go inch squared. Area has 2 A's, and that's a trick to remember. When you have area, you should use a 2 squared, area squared. So if I look at inches, say that's an inch squared, this pizza has 63 of these squares. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing, but for 2 5-inch pizzas. But first let's find 1 5-inch pizza. So because we're using area, and we're just going to use the same formula, because area of a circle is pi r squared. Now what's the radius of a 5-inch pizza? Yeah, it's just half of 5, so I'm just going to go 5 divided by 2 equals 2.5. So the radius of a 5-inch pizza is 2.5. So let's do that. So remember the pi, shift this button gets you pi. Now we don't want this, we want decimal, so hit SD for decimal. So that's 19 point, let's cut it here. So this 3 is small, so we don't round the 6 up. So it's approximately 19.6, and it's American, so it's inches squared. So that's 1 pizza, 1 5-inch pizza. Let's find 2 5-inch pizzas. Those are my 2 pizzas. So the area of 2 5-inch pizzas, well, 1 5-inch piece, so that's an inch squared. One of them has about 19 inch squares, or square inches. How many does 2 pizzas have? Yeah, if I want 2 of them, I can just go 2 times 19.6. Okay, so 2 times 19.6 is 39.2 inches squared. Okay, so A 9-inch pizza has 63 of these squares, and two 5-inch pizzas only has 39 of these squares, the size inch squared. So you can see that's a lot less pizza. So let's do 3 5-inch pizzas. Let's see what's the area of 3 5-inch pizzas. So the area of 3 5-inches would be 3 times 19.6. 3 times 19.6. And that's 58.8 inches squared. So if I wanted to buy a 9-inch pizza, I would get 63 square inches. And down here, if I ordered 3 5-inch pizzas, I would only get 58. So that's still less than 63, just by a few bites, but still it's less. Let's try 4 5-inch pizzas. So the area of 4 5-inch pizzas is 4 times 19.6. 4 times 19.6. So that's equal to 78.4 inch squared. So it has 78 squares this size. So that if the restaurant gave me 3 pizzas, it's still less than what I ordered. So I guess I could complain to the restaurant. It's only a few bites less, but it's less. So the restaurant probably should give you 4, or maybe they can give you 3 pizzas and a half, or 3 pizzas and a slice. So how many pizzas should the restaurant give you? More than 3. Maybe 4. Maybe 4. 4 would make you like super happy. Maybe 3 pizzas plus 1 slice. But that's kind of weird if you go into a restaurant and they give you 3 pizzas plus a slice. That's weird. Unless you're at a place that gives you by the slice. Okay. So you don't really need math to solve this, because when you go into a restaurant and if you ordered a 9-inch pizza and they brought you 2 5-inch pizzas, your stomach would go and your eyes would go, that's not very much pizza. That's not enough. Okay. So either the restaurant really didn't understand the math, or they were cheating the customers. We don't know. Okay, let's look at the next one. So Ali purchased a new home and it needs new ceramic tiles for the floor in the living dining room. So in this room, they want to put ceramic tiles on the floor, new ones, okay? I'm going to cover it in little squares. And it says it cost 5 reals per square foot. That means 1 square. 5 reals for 1 square if Ali installs the flooring himself. But it's 8 reals per square foot if the company installs the flooring. So the first step is, what's the area of this room? Then what's the cost if Ali does it himself? And then what's the cost if the company does it? Okay. So the area of this room, this shape looks like a square, but here, this little apostrophe here, we call it, it represents feet. So this is telling me 27 feet times 23 feet. So this distance is 27 feet, and this distance is 23 feet. So it looks like a square, but it's not. This one's bigger than this one. So that means this is a rectangle. And let's look at the formula for a rectangle. If we want the area of a rectangle, it's length times width. Okay, so here, length times width. Now some people, even if they're English speaking, they don't know the difference between length and width. Length is always longer. Okay, so here, the length for this room is 27 because it's longer. And the width is 23 feet. 23 feet. How much is that? 27 times 23. So that's 621 feet. But it's area. area has two A's. That helps me remember that I should put a little square. But let's shorten it, because the short way to say feet is FT, and then area gets a little square. So now it says, what is the cost of if Ali does it himself? So if it's 5 reals per square feet, and he only needs 2, if he needs 2 of these tiles, then it's going to be 5 plus 5, which is equal to 10 reals. If it's 5 reals each, but he needs 3 tiles, 5, 5, 5, that would be 15 reals. If he needs 4 tiles, that's going to be 20. Say he needs 10 tiles. If he needs 10 tiles and they're 5 reals each, how much is that? 5 times 10 is 50 reals. Okay, so it's going to cost him 50 reals. But he doesn't need 10 tiles. He needs 621 tiles. And they're 5 reals each. Yeah, so we're going to multiply. But it's not really 5 reals. It's 5.5 reals, kind of. 5 reals and 53 dirhams times he needs 621 tiles. How much is that? 3,434. And don't forget the dirhams. Okay, if you work for a bank and you don't use your dirhams, then you'll go to jail, because it would be called stealing. Okay, so it depends where you work. You need to use your dirhams. Okay, so that's if Ali installs it himself. If the company installs it, what's the cost? It's going to be 8 reals and 53 dirhams, and he still needs 621 tiles. How much is that? So 5,297. Don't forget your dirhams. Okay, so it's an extra 2,000 almost if the company installs it for him. Okay, let's look at the next one. So Hissa has purchased a new home and needs new ceramic tiles for the floors in the kitchen and both bathrooms. There's one bathroom, there's another bathroom. It costs 11 reals and 49 dirhams per square foot. Installation included in the price. Okay. What's the area of the kitchen floor? What's the area of the first floor bathroom? What's the area of the second floor bathroom? And what's the total area, and what's the total cost? So the area of the kitchen floor, this is a rectangle, so the area equals length times width. Length is longer, so 15 is longer, so that's the length, because that says it's 14 feet by 15 feet. How much is that? And it's feet again. Now if you don't know if it's feet, these little markings, that marking there means feet. So that distance there, that length is 29 feet. Okay, and because it's area, we have to put squared. What's the area of the first floor bathroom? Length times width. Length is 13. The smaller one is 7. 91 feet squared. What's the area of the second bathroom floor? There. So the length is 15. And the width is 8. Now it says, what's the total area of all 3 rooms? So if this area was, I don't know, 10 feet squared, this was 10, and this was 20, say that's the area. What's the total area of that? Well, I just add that up and it would be 40. Yeah, we're just going to add them up. So the total area equals 210 plus 91 plus 120. How much is that? And because it's area, 2 A's, it's feet squared. Now it says, what's the total cost? Well, just like in this question, we needed 621 tiles, ceramic tiles, and we just multiplied that by the cost. So here, our cost is 11.5 reals, 11.49 times, and we need 421 tiles. So 11.49 times, so it's 4,837. Don't forget your dirhams. You don't want to go to jail for embezzlement if you work at a bank. There. So the total cost to put new flooring in these 3 rooms is 4,837 reals and 29 dirhams. Okay, let's look at the last question on this page. So Dana is playing on a rectangular basketball court that is 94 feet long. So this is 94 feet long, and it's 50 feet wide. If she were to walk around the outside edge of the basketball court, so she's going to walk around the outside edge, how far would she walk? Is this perimeter area? Well, first, what shape is this? Yeah, it's a rectangle. Okay, so let's just look, perimeter and area. She just wants to walk around the outside of the rectangle. Is that perimeter or is that area? Perimeter or area? Yeah, it's just perimeter because we just want to go around the outside of the rectangle and just add up everything. Okay, so here it's perimeter. So if I want to do perimeter, I just add up the outsides. Now some people just do this and say, the outside is 94 plus 50. But it's wrong, okay? It said that she wants to walk around the outside edge of the basketball court. And she means all of the outside here. So I have to go 94 plus 50 plus 94 plus 50. Because she's going to walk around the whole outside of the basketball court. Bloop, 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 bloop. Okay, so we have to add on another 94 plus 50. That's better. And the basketball court is feet, so we leave it in feet. And we don't put any squared or cubed because it's just the measurement of distance, a length. Okay. Now, if she had to install ceramic tiles on the floor, how many tiles would she need? Ceramic tiles. If I'm talking about something that looks like covering the floor, like with ceramic tiles, that's called area. Okay, so we have to find the area of this shape. And what was this shape again? Yeah, rectangle. So we want area, length times width. Length is longer, so the longer one is 94, and width is the smaller one, and it's 50. And because it's feet, we have to put feet. We have feet. If I have 1 foot, that's singular. 2 feet, 3 feet, that's plural. Okay? So that's why sometimes you see feet and foot. And if we want the abbreviated form, the short form, we just go FT. And because it's area, how many A's does area have? 2. So that's a signal to remember to put the little squared up there on feet when you're doing area. Okay?